Welcome back to BBB Sharing. I'm Evie, Director of Ignite, sparked by BBB. We are here in the Ignite podcast studio with our President and CEO, Barry Moore.
Hello, Evie.
Hello, Barry. And of course, our lovely guest today is the COO of Columbia Gas, Virginia, Jennifer.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you again,
Good
Jennifer.
To see you, Barry.
Thank you for joining us. It's great to have you here today. So people that are watching, there's going to be a part one. And that is going to be really important. So if you want to listen to access or eligibility programs from Virginia Columbia Gas, if I can get it out, please make sure to watch that. Super important, super informative. Barry?
Good. And thank you for being here. And just a quick, really an infomercial for people listening that would love to be a CEO someday. I'm fortunate to hit that level. I don't get tied up in titles too much. We're a nonprofit. And we appreciate Columbia Gas being accredited for so long. We want you more and more involved because of all the businesses we handle, but we handle every single consumer in this country. Think about that.
Wow.
And the consumers start at 15 years of age, not for you, but for other businesses that might sell computers or whatever. So talk about, if you don't mind, being a CEO, getting to that level. You always looked up to that person, and now you are the person.
Well, thank you. So, Barry, so first off, let me make a small correction. So I'm president and COO. Yeah. And so Columbia Gas of Virginia, well, let me back up. NiSource is our parent company. We have 6 utilities across 6 states. So we've got Columbia Gas of Virginia, which is what I run, as well as Columbia Gas of Ohio, Maryland, Kentucky. We've got NIPSCO in Indiana and Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania. And so to get back to your question of sort of, how do you get to this level? I will say I've actually worked in the energy industry my entire career. I started off working for BP Amoco. I was a sales representative, was my very first job. And actually, let me back up before that. So I went to college. When I was in college, I was National Merit Scholar, and the company that gave me my scholarship was actually Amoco. And when we did the big check presentation, my mom poked the man and was like, "Hey, do you have any summer internships?" And that's how I got my first job. Literally, my mom poking a guy goes, "Mom, shut up." She's like, "No, you shut up. You need a summer job." I was 18. That's how I got really my start in energy. So it's my mom. There's also a woman who worked at our church. She talked to her VP, and that's how I got a job. So I interned with them for 4 summers. And then when I graduated from university, I went to Stanford University out in California. When I graduated from university, I started working with Amoco. My first job with them, I sold plastic resins, like little plastic resins, and they went into all kinds of things: toys, computers, yogurt cups, clocks, all kinds of stuff. So did that. Then I went back to school to get my MBA. After I did that, I came out and I did mergers and acquisitions. Then I went into, I don't forget anything. Then I went into being a product manager in marketing. Got married, moved back to Chicago. Did supply chain. So spent time at the refinery, traveling around the country, started different refineries. Then went overseas, had an overseas assignment in London, did communications, returned home, and then I left Amoco. So I was there for 19 years. And then I joined ComEd, which is a local utility in Chicago. And with them, I did marketing. Then I did revenue management, which is basically collecting all the money, managing the long-term assistance programs. And then I left them and I left that and went into managing e-channels. So basically the website, the mobile app, the chatbot, our websites, customer experience, customer strategy. And then I left them and joined NiSource 7 years ago. And my first role at NiSource, I was with NIPSCO. I was the VP of Communications and External Affairs. Then I moved and became the Chief Customer Officer. And now I have the job that I have now, where I'm President and Chief Operating Officer. Mm-hmm. So that's like a little bit of background of my whole story. And I will say it happened for me because people asked me to do things that either needed to be fixed. Like there was a problem somewhere, not my first job, but in different times there would be a problem that needed to be fixed, or there would be an opportunity that I hadn't had before that a mentor would tap my hand and say, I think you need to expand yourself and you need to do this. I've had to move quite a bit in my career. So I did Chicago, Detroit, Chicago, Atlanta, Chicago, London, Chicago, Richmond.
Mhm.
So I've moved a lot. Um, and I've just been willing to be flexible and have a learning ethos and rely on really good team members, realizing that there are a lot of people with great subject matter experts. And they teach, the team that I've got working for Columbia Gas Virginia, they are fantastic. I learn from them every day. But you learn that each role that you go into, you go into a new role and you basically for the first 3 months, you don't do anything. You just listen, you learn from the people who are there, who are the subject matter experts, until you can, learn and explore and develop. So I think that's how I've been able to sort of move along. I will also say a lot of it is, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'm spiritual. So I believe that God has led me through a lot of these places because when I was 18, I never thought that I was going to be in this, particular.
Sure.
So I feel like, again, different people will come and ask me, hey, we need you to do this, or we need you to fix this problem. But a lot of times God is guiding me through different areas.
As you have an amazing journey, and I love sharing that. And we have a program, you're accredited, but we have a program called Ignite, and that's where you're sitting right now in the Ignite studio. Evie is our director of Ignite, and we have Spark conversations every month. I see your company being involved with us down the road because, as far as your comment about if you're allowed to say it with God, yeah, I don't hesitate. God's put me right where I am. I mean, there's no doubt. You talked in your last segment about gas being cut off. Well, you're looking at somebody in the 1970s as a kid, right? Gas was turned off, water was turned off.
Mhm.
There were no programs in New Jersey. And my father never would have asked for help. And so we went a couple of days without heat or without anything. So I relate to that. And my journey has been not exactly like yours. But what your key purpose and what you said in the beginning of this conversation, and we're going to wind up now, we're at about 8 minutes. But what I want to keep getting out there, you said something about your mother.
Mhm.
I believe family is everything in our future. And if we can, as a country and a world, bring our families back together, mentor them, teach the kids, and get them to listen, we would have less things going on the streets and more going on the home and going to church. And, yeah, go ahead.
I think that is so true. And I will say one thing that I'm really passionate about is letting young people know that there are opportunities available for them and opportunities in careers that they wouldn't have thought. Because very in the same way my mom, was like, hey, do you have any jobs? I want to tell young people, we have a youth ambassador program that we have run now for 2 summers. We're paying high school students to learn about what it's like to work in the energy industry. They work, 20 hours a week. We had a program called Engage where we were employing underemployed people. So they might have had a job at like Papa John's, but jobs in the energy industry, you could start off making $40 an hour without a college degree.
Right.
Right. So but you have to, go through and learn some things. So we put together sort of an internship program called not internship, like almost like an apprenticeship program called Engage. So I am really passionate about making sure that people in communities know that there are really good quality, high-paying jobs that can make a difference in their lives. And I also, hate to say potentially eradicate poverty, but there are really great paying jobs in this industry. And so I want people to know about that and to, they don't have to come work for us. They could go work for Dominion or, gas or anywhere in the, gas energy, but energy is a really good industry. And given that everybody's got a little computer in their pocket called a cell phone, energy is going to continue to be needed and there are going to be jobs available. So I want young people to be thinking about that as a future option
Good.
because they can make a good living.
They could probably go online, find out jobs that are open and apply to you. You're a great employer. I hope we see the Better Business Bureau and Columbia Gas working more, and we're all over the country and we're international brand, but we're only as good as the companies that are accredited, the ABs. So I look forward to working with you. It was great meeting you, and I think this is an important segment to see leadership in our community, what you're all about. I mean, we have a internship program with VCU, that Evie is handling, we're the only ones that are partnering with VCU students. So we can work, because you're an AB, we can work with you and feed you some of these students that are amazing.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, we do
it's
have college internships.
Yeah.
Programs there. They filled them all now. We're partnering with Virginia State University
Good.
to try to get some kids interested in cybersecurity to support the grid. So there's lots of.
You work with Jonathan Young down there? Have you ever met him? Virginia State?
I don't know.
He does the business program where you bring in businesses to mentor and talk
Oh, nice.
every single year. I've been
Okay.
working with him forever.
Oh,
But
good.
we're gonna wrap it up. Plenty of time. We'll let Evie close us out.
Yes, so please make sure that you comment down below if you're watching on YouTube, BBB Central VA, and make sure that you like, share, subscribe. If you're listening on our podcast audio version, Spotify podcast, Apple podcast, or rss.com, please follow us. And there is no role out there that's not perfect or not well for you. Take it from me, I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't accept the position I thought I wasn't qualified for. Mary's been a great mentor for that. And I love what you said, Jennifer, because so many people don't know what's out
Right.
there for them.
That's right.
So take every opportunity that comes across your desk or your lap, because you never know, it could be the next big step for you.
Thanks, Effie.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Barry.